Okay, so I'm doing chapter 7 through 8, number 20, and this is on the part where the calculator is okay. I'm not really not sure what number it is on the Scantron. I just know it's number 20 on part 2. So it's asking you to prove that tan of u times the parentheses cs or cosecant u minus sine of u equals cosine of u. So you got to prove that it equals the cosine of u. So let me get a new slide and I'll rewrite the problem so you can see. Sorry for my bad writing. So you're going to try to prove this to equal cosine of u. So I could just put the cosine of u on the top here because we're going to go back to the guidelines of how to do these, and that's back when we had Miss Kim as a teacher. And so basically she said in order to solve these, the first step you're going to take is to start with the complicated side, and obviously there's only one side to this, and it's what the tan of u times the parentheses, like I said before. And then she said if there's a fraction, to make it into one fraction. There's no fractions here, so we don't have to worry about that. And then she said to rewrite in terms of sine or cosine, and then the last one is to have a goal in mind. So I have the goal up here on the top, and then I'm going to write it in terms of sine and cosine. So we know that tangent is sine of u over the cosine of u, because it's opposite over adjacent in the right triangle. And then cosecant is 1 over sine of u, and then just sine of u is already in sine form. Okay, so now that we have it all in cosine and sine form, now we're going to distribute, because that's a property rule for this type of problem, just in typical math. So what's going to happen is that if you multiply this term and the first term in the parentheses, you're going to have sines. The sines cancel out, so that's just to this first one right here. And then there's going to be 1 left on top and cosine on the bottom, so that's 1 over cosine of u. And then you're going to distribute this also to the second one. So the signs don't cancel on that, they actually multiply together, and you're still doing a minus sign because you're distributing. So it's going to be sine squared u, because sine times sine is sine squared, over cosine of u. So now we actually do have a fraction, and one of the steps in Miss Kim's guidelines for establishing identities was to make it one fraction with a lowest common denominator. There's already a common denominator, so you're just going to put them together. And that's going to be 1 minus sine squared u over cosine of u. Okay, so I'm going to have to go to a new page. And then we know that from the properties we memorized, the Pythagorean identities, that 1 minus sine squared u, sorry, let me finish writing the problem, actually equals, oh, this isn't squared, by the way, my bad. Here, I'll erase it. 1 minus sine squared u is actually cosine squared u, just because we know that identity. And that's one of the things we're supposed to memorize. So we're going to replace that with cosine squared u. So now you have 2 cosines over 1 cosine. So one of those is going to cancel out, so I'll rewrite it so you can see it clearly. And then all over cosine of u. So these are going to cancel, and there's going to be 1 left. And if you wrote down, like I said, your goal on the top of the page, you should still be able to see it, but you can't see it on here. So your answer is cosine of u, and that's what it asked you to prove in the original problem. So there you go, and that's it.